For months after the 2024 war, Hezbollah wasn't lying low. It was rebuilding. Restocking rockets, reviving weapons factories, reorganizing fighters. Because inside the group, one belief had taken hold. Another war with Israel was inevitable. Now rockets are flying again. So did Iran's closest ally quietly prepare for this fight all along? Hezbollah spent months quietly rebuilding its military strength after concluding that another war with Israel was inevitable, according to multiple sources familiar with the group's preparations. The Iranian-backed Lebanese movement had suffered heavy losses during the devastating 2024 conflict, but its leadership believed that the ceasefire would only offer a temporary pause before the next confrontation. Following the ceasefire, Hezbollah began restocking rockets, drones, and other weapons while reorganizing its command structure. Intelligence sources say the group also revived local weapons production and rebuilt supply networks that had been damaged during earlier Israeli operations. The preparations were driven by a belief within Hezbollah's leadership that Israel would eventually attempt another major offensive in Lebanon.
We will fight to the last breath.
The group's calculations were shaped by the scale of destruction in the previous war. Thousands of Hezbollah fighters were killed, and large parts of its infrastructure were destroyed, including weapons depots and command facilities. Yet despite these losses, Hezbollah retained a large and disciplined force capable of rebuilding its capabilities. Regional officials estimate the organization still commands tens of thousands of fighters and maintains a significant arsenal of rockets and missiles. Sources familiar with Hezbollah's internal discussions say the group viewed the coming confrontation not simply as another border clash, but as a potential existential battle. The leadership believed Israel would seek to eliminate the organization's military capabilities entirely. That belief triggered an accelerated effort to replenish stockpiles and prepare for a prolonged conflict. Financial backing from Iran played a critical role in the rearmament campaign. One Lebanese source said Hezbollah was operating with an estimated monthly budget of about $50 million, much of it provided by Tehran. The funding supported fighters' salaries, weapons purchases, and the rebuilding of military infrastructure damaged during earlier clashes with Israel. Alongside restocking weapons, Hezbollah also began redeploying fighters and strengthening defensive positions in southern Lebanon. The group reportedly reactivated units from its elite Radwan force and repositioned military equipment closer to potential front lines. These moves were designed to ensure that Hezbollah could respond quickly if fighting resumed along the Israeli border. The strategy appeared to anticipate the escalation that followed in early March 2026. After the assassination of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei during the broader US-Israeli strike campaign, Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward Israel, opening a new front in the regional conflict. Israel responded with airstrikes across Lebanon, including in Beirut and southern areas where Hezbollah operates. For Hezbollah, the months of preparation appear to have been guided by a single strategic assumption. The next war was coming, and the group intended to be ready when it arrived. Now, with the regional conflict expanding and cross-border strikes intensifying, that long-anticipated confrontation may already be unfolding. A new flashpoint has emerged along Israel's northern frontier after the son of Israeli finance minister Bezalel Smotrich was wounded during an attack near the Lebanon border. The incident is being seen by analysts as a reminder that Hezbollah remains a potent threat despite months of Israeli military pressure. The attack comes amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, with cross-border rocket fire and military exchanges raising fears of a wider conflict across the northern front. According to Israeli officials, Smotrich's son was among several Israeli soldiers injured during an attack close to the Lebanese frontier. He is the eldest of Smotrich's 7 children, born to him and his wife, Rivital. He was raised in the settlement of Kadumim in the occupied West Bank, a stronghold of the settlement movement and religious Zionist activism. Growing up in a strongly conservative ideological environment, he followed the path of Torah and rifle through the Hesder Yeshiva system, which combines years of intensive Torah study with active service in frontline combat units. His wounding highlights the presence of children of prominent religious Zionist leaders in frontline combat roles, something often seen within their community as a reflection of religious commitment, leadership, and solidarity with Israeli military campaigns against Palestinians. Meanwhile, reports indicate that at least 8 Israeli troops were wounded during the incident, which Israeli authorities say occurred while Israeli forces were conducting operational activity along the northern border area. Hezbollah later confirmed that it had launched rocket attacks targeting Israeli military positions in northern Israel, underscoring that the group retains the capability to strike Israeli forces despite ongoing Israeli operations against its infrastructure. The Israeli military said the wounded soldiers received medical treatment and that their injuries were not life-threatening. However, the incident has highlighted the continuing volatility along the Israel-Lebanon frontier. Smotrich's son is currently serving in the Israel Defense Forces as part of Israel's mandatory military service. Reports indicate he was operating with Israeli units deployed along the northern border when the attack took place. Hezbollah's rocket attacks were reportedly aimed at Israeli military infrastructure in northern Israel, including security installations and positions near the border. In response, Israeli forces carried out retaliatory strikes targeting Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. Israeli artillery and airstrikes reportedly targeted suspected launch sites and militant infrastructure south of the Litani River. The Litani River region has long been a central fault line in the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. International arrangements following previous wars were intended to limit the presence of armed groups south of the river, but Hezbollah has continued to maintain influence and military capabilities in the area. The latest exchange of fire also caused damage near the border. Israeli authorities reported that rocket attacks triggered air raid sirens across several communities in northern Israel. Some rockets landed in open areas and near military positions, while falling fragments reportedly caused fires and property damage. On the Lebanese side, Israeli retaliatory strikes were reported to have hit areas believed to host Hezbollah infrastructure, damaging facilities linked to the group's rocket operations. With rocket exchanges continuing and military forces on high alert, the wounding of a senior Israeli minister's son has added a personal and political dimension to a conflict that already threatens to widen across multiple fronts in the Middle East.